All empires fall, but Rome's collapse shook the world. In 100 years, an empire that ruled for centuries unraveled. Hey there, welcome to 3 Minute History. In this installment, we look at the fall of Rome. As the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And after centuries of glory, it was the end for the Roman Empire in the West. But how did it happen? Let's go back to 476 C. By this point, the borders of the empire had shrunk considerably. Stylized map of Europe here shows the Western Roman Empire in red. Over time, we see the Burgundians, Goths, and Vandals move in and take over large portions of Roman territory. This map really helps us to visualize how much the empire was in decline. Then there's this guy, Alaric, leader of the Visigoths. His army is clashing with the legions of Rome outside the city walls. We can see the crumbling aqueducts that bring water into the city and the burning of Rome under a blood-red sky. The year is 410 CE. Rome has been sacked. The Visigoths are victorious. A new era in world history has begun. In 3 minutes, we've gone from the glories of Rome to its shocking collapse. What happened? How did it fall apart so quickly? Well, that's not entirely accurate. In reality, Rome's decline was a long process that took many years. But in the 5th century, things were really looking bad. The empire was overextended. Corruption was rampant among the elites. And as Edward Gibbon wrote in his massive work, The Decline. And fall of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths sacked Rome because its riches were a temptation, and pillage was their right. All true, but I think we can add something else to that. Rome was overextended and corrupt. Yes, but Rome also had serious economic problems. Rome was being drained of wealth. The value of its currency was plummeting. There was runaway inflation. People were going deeply into debt. Social unrest was growing. The empire was being pulled apart by all these forces, not to mention the external pressures from those pesky barbarians. Rome was a great city, but it was dying. Its end came suddenly, shockingly, but also predictably. Like all good stories, there was a build-up to the climax. And then there was the climax itself, the sack of Rome. Then there was the aftermath. The empire in the West would never recover. Does this narrative help us understand how and why Rome fell? Does it help us understand the causes of its decline? Does it help us understand the nature of empires and how they fall? Well, yeah, I think it does. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this 3 minute, make sure you check out our series.